Hello my lovely crafty friends, it's Pip here from queenpipcards.com. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel or on my blog today. Today we are looking at the gorgeous little ladybug. She is so cute. And we now have coordinating dies that go with her. So yep, you can get the dies that go with the ladybug stamp. Aren't they just the best? So we're going to be using this little whizzy one. We're going to be using this one and this one. Okay, yeah. So let's crack on. I'll show you how I made the card. I'm changing it up a little because you know I like to do that. So we have the stamps that we need out of the set here. We've got the flower, the spread your wings and fly, and the little flying ladybug. So that's cute and very handy. Now these are rubber, so you don't need to have your foam mat. What you do need to do though, Pip, is have some cardstock. Oh yes, here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is stamp my big flower in green. Okay, but don't panic. So this is Pear Pizzazz, and we're stamping that in green, and we're going to pop that in just about here-ish, I think, like so. Excellent, that's lovely. All right, so it's not very strong, but it doesn't have to be because we're going to be putting the flower on top, so that's all right. Then what I did was I stamped it again ahead of time in Memento, and we'll be just die cutting out that piece. So this piece we're going to leave, we need that. This piece we're going to cut. Now the pieces that we're going to cut out is just the flower head. So there is a die in the pack that cuts out the whole thing, so you can cut out the whole flower if you want and layer it up to your heart's content. But for this, I just want to cut out the actual flower head. So we'll do that in a second. And then you go ahead and stamp your, let's go and stamp our little ladybug. And again, this one we're doing in Memento because we're going to be using the lovely blends with it. So as you know, you've got to have your water-based stamp pad so that you can colour with your alcohol markers. That's the way it goes. So we'll do that. Oh, actually, before I put that away, we're also going to stamp Spread Your Wings and Fly in Memento. Get it nicely inked up, and we're going to just pop that on a bit of Pear Pizzazz cardstock, which I've just got from my stash. Okay. Then we're going to do some die cutting. So let's clear the stamps away. We need this piece, we need, not that bit, we need this piece, and we need this piece. Okay, and we're going to just attach her there. So pop her little dies on. Oh, they're so cute. They even cut out her little legs and hands and everything. It's just, she's just lovely. I adore these little ladybug stamps. They're so worth it. They're so worth it. So this little whizzy thing, I'm going to change up a little bit. So in this one, I had it coming out from the wording up that way. This one, I want it coming out from the flower, I think. So it's okay to put it over the flower because we're going to cover the flower up with its topper. So that's okay. We're just going to attach that down so it's nice and safe. And then she can sort of sit here-ish. So we're moving everything around a little bit, but it should still work. And I like doing that on a card, changing things up, you know, seeing how it looks. So let's get the big shot. So we're now going to just cut these out. And you know how to do that. So I'll do that. So this one doesn't actually cut an edge. You can see it just cuts a stitch into the cardstock. It's really clever. And it comes away so easily, but look, it's got that lovely little whizzy thing. And don't worry about the fact it's going over the flower. As I say, we're going to move that, change that up. So we're going to overlay the flower. So this will now sit on top like that. There we go. So see, then it looks like she's just left the flower and come flying in or flying off like that. So cute, so cute. Okay, so now we need to do a bit of, just a small amount, a dash of colouring. So this is So Saffron, and this we're going to use this for the inside just the inside bit of the daisy, because it needs just a little dash of colour in there. Okay, so that's that. And then for the ladybug itself, now of course normally I would do, because these are our little ladybirds, aren't they, so normally I would do red, but I just thought for this one, because it's going on pink, it would just be nice to see what she looked like coloured in a different colour. So this is the light Rococo Rose blend, and I think she's going to look really, really cute like this. So just go round her spots. Don't be tempted to go over the spots because there are light patches in there. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's nice. And then over here, there's not really much to colour. I mean, you can go overboard, not overboard, you can go more with your colouring. You can add more colours if you want to, it's up to you. So on some of them I actually went over her spots with the black or the dark grey, just to give those a bit of more depth. And I have gone over her tummy with the ivory and her face to give her face a little bit of a jauntiness to it. So the ivory is a great just colour all. It's a skin tone really, but it's great to just add just a little bit of colour to a face or a body of a ladybug. So first of all, go in with the wide end just to sort of give it a good old colouring over, and then pop in again with the little end, add some cheeks, just keep adding a little bit more colour to it, and it ends up looking like she's got cheeks going on. And then we can do the arms, down the sides of the body, add a little bit more sort of 3D texture to that. Just a little bit of shading really, that's all you're doing. Adding a bit of shading just adds a bit of texture, makes it look a bit more 3D. Like the light shining on her tummy as she's flying. There we go. She's so cute. Right. And then if you want to blend all that bit in again, you can just go over with this one at the end. And it will dry, having a darker bit at one side and a lighter bit at the other. Whoops. Ooh. Don't do that. Right. So there she is now. Yeah, she needed to be like that, so that it just lifted her a little bit. Okay, so now let's pop this all together, see how it's going to work when it's actually put together as a card base, as it were, because you don't really get a feel for it until it's all sort of attaching and going together. You can get some idea, but it doesn't, it's not finished, is it? So, and I know there's people out there, I'm the same, I've got bits which I've started and I've never finished and they're all in pieces, and it's like, oh, I'll get round to that one day. My mum and dad used to have a plate on the wall that said, it was called a round to it plate, and it said, one day I'll get around to it. So, and it's so true, isn't it? It's very true. But there's lots of things you have to get round to, but sometimes for some reason you never do. Partly I find because I'm in my craft room, and then everything else can sort of go fish. Right, so that's Pear Pizzazz, that's 14.4 by 10, and then this Blushing Bride piece is from the Best Dressed, All Dressed Up suite. So it's got lipsticks on mascaras on one side, but on the other side it's got these beautiful little pink flowers, floral elements. And this piece is cut to, what's this piece cut to? 13.4 by 9. That's this piece. So it's just coming in a little bit smaller. So you've got a bit of a bigger gap. Okay, so it's 2 steps down, this one. And then this piece of Whisper White, I didn't tell you what this piece was, did I? I should do that really. This piece of Whisper White is 7 by 10, so 7 centimetres by 10 centimetres. It's going to go on there. I am going to put it down flat because we're going to have a lot of movement and lift with the other elements. Just be careful when you pop it down, don't put glue over the holes because it could seep through. Okay, you don't need a lot of glue, just enough to stick it on your card base. It's not taking any weight as such. Okay. So you have a wider border at both sides and then a nice sort of chunky border at the top, like that. Easy peasy. Stampin' Dimensionals for your flower, and you can see the little bit of blends that's come through. That's perfectly normal, don't worry about that. Put 3 on there. And then that just fits beautifully over the top of that. And see, now that looks great coming out of there. That's good. Then she's going to come up here. Oh, she does look cute in pink, actually. Oh, I didn't think... I was a bit sort of, oh, but she's a ladybird. She should be red. You know, when you're just like, she should be red. And I do know that there are yellow ones, so I'm kind of okay with yellow ones. But I don't think there are pink ones. Do you? I don't think so. Just come up like that. And then we've got our sentiment that we stamped earlier, and I'm just going to fussy cut that out. I know, fussy cut, oh, dreadful word, but it isn't really, because it's so wiggly. We can just wiggle around like this. Chop that bit off if it's getting in your way. Wiggle it back around here, wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it. Don't try and make it straight. Wiggle it a bit even on here. That extra little bit there. There. See how easy is that? Not hard at all. And then we just dimensional this piece up too. That way we've got 3 nice elements that are up on dimensionals. Probably just 2 bits there, that'll do. And that just balances her out. So you can see I've changed the colours and I've changed how they match and coordinate with each other. So if you look at this one has the green that matches the base. Here it's got the yellow that matches the DSP. So it just goes to show that you can mix and match with any of the different colours. This is much more of a muted card because of the So Saffron and the light Rococo Rose, whereas this is much more vibrant. So subtles and brights, and you can really see the difference when you put them next to each other like that. And you will be drawn or attracted to one, other, or both. It just depends. Some people are completely in the subtle range. Some people are in the bright range. Other people like all of the ranges. So it's entirely up to you which one you like. But either way, I think that ladybird is cute and very, very desirable. So all the details are on screen or in the description below. And I would love to see you here again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Ta-ta for now. Bye.